Yeah. Let's see who has the better late game as well out of these two teams, as it is game 3 time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game of the night, the final game of week number 3. So we have only this one to go until we are over the halfway marker of the of this tour. Season number 2, or tour number 2, has kicked off pretty well. Like, you consider every team has been able to score points. Except for 5-man Midas, they've had a pretty rocky start for themselves. KBUS in a shared or tied 5th place with 1 and 2 with black and yellow. 5RATFORCESTAFF sitting at a 3-0 in 1st place, followed by Feld and today the Mystery Machine, both at 3-1. So there's a lot of possibilities still for the future. What do you think, Kips? Are we going to see a battle between 3 teams for top 2, or maybe even 4? Because Arkosh is kind of close to it there, and maybe even KBU, if they win this one, it kind of leaves the whole board open for potential tiebreakers for 2 spots. If 5RAT wins this one, then it might just be a race for 1 for the 2nd place.
Yeah, and I do still think that is more to be expected, even though KBU have shown themselves to certainly have the adaptability necessary to get one up over 5RATFORCESTAFF earlier. They're still my favorite winners here, and I do think that any competition that takes place will be over the 2nd place finish in the group.
See if that is the case then. Salacious Sea Lion playing the Pause 5 Weaver. See what he can do with this hero. Very annoying-ish lineup to play against. The Coddle, the DK, and now the Bane also wants to start off here with an early first blood attempt. They've got the Nightmare, Luminous, which can do a lot of damage, and if they catch the Weaver, it could do some harm. But at the same, they also do have a bit of a distance to close in, so Weaver should be okay. As I say that, the Sentry, he walks into the Shikuchi. Illuminate Blast is going to be connecting, and no Shikuchi. He's down at half HP, and he walks into the trees to pop the Tango to make sure that he's going to be getting back under the tower. They want to really hurt Realm here early on with this move onto the Weaver, and I do like to see that, despite it leaves the TV alone in the lane.
Yeah, this Gusa Weaver is not a strong lane, especially not at level 1, so they wanted to punish it as much as possible. Got a double whammy with the Illuminate there as well, getting both a lot of damage onto the Weaver as well as the range creep. So you can see Giant here keeps on securing the range creep.
Good early poke, and that Sentry Ward is really being a nuisance here. Weaver does have enough heal coming out. He's still got a salve, and Giant wants to blow into a huge Illuminate. Sadly, Weaver is not walking in its way, so he gets to pop the salve and is able to regen back to full health. Realm is left to need all the CS for him, while Lil Nick wants to establish some control for himself, having trouble with the creep wave. Maybe he's going to be able to lock it in front of his own tower, which he really wants right now, is just get that early solo XP for himself while the Coddle goes do some stuff inside the jungle.
Now we've got the top line, where this TB has had a little bit of a rough start with most of his CS being denied early on, and now Mandip. Pull doesn't work out either. But at least Albina Zero is here to tank up some of the harassment now.
Poking and prodding.
Yeah, and as you said, this is really a get as much out of it while you can for the Bane and the TB.
Yeah.
You're not going to be getting any kills here unless the Radiant side significantly misplays, whereas they can definitely murder, especially the Bane, if he does not.
And through levels, like if they get that 5-minute timer for the Knight to kick in for the Night Stalker's Void, able to punch in a mean amount of damage. DNM's got to be careful for that, because Rubik and Night Stalker, both when they pick up the levels, combining Fate Bolts, early heavy damage with Void, which also scales nicely with plus 80 per level. TP's HP pool, which ain't too big, is that's kind of the threat factor for him. He's not too scared about the right clicks about the Night Stalker in the nighttime. It's the spells which he needs to run away from.
Yeah, that man and his ridiculous 11 armor have not been afraid of right clicks ever.
Oh, Realm, he popped a mango in hopes of getting a Mystic Snake to connect onto the Keeper of the Light. as he was being chewed by one of the swarm's crabs or bugs.
A little something extra for the effort.
Not in range to cast the Mystic Snake though for the slow.
Medusa very happy to have reset level 3, level 2 Snake, and now she's up versus a DK. Not be enjoying that.
First 4 minutes, still no kills on either side. Again, water runes taken away this time. No, nothing for the puck.
It's a big win actually there.
Oh, they're gonna lift the TB. Do they have the damage though? Void's coming off cooldown. 67 HP. Would have needed at least 2 more right clicks, so he's gonna be safe.
And here's Sebra with the salve. I do think that's worth it though, because this puck had been getting pushed out of the mid lane by Nico already. Now he's once again very far behind in the regen wars. Nico keeps getting the knives up on over him. And he is completely out of mana right now on Annihilate. Actually has to move all the way back.
That's how it's done.
This one before. Oh, it was a bit different though. That was when the Storm Spirit had to go back to base, and Void Spirit was able to take over the lane. So that was Annihilate actually beating Nico. Now it goes the other way around with different hero picks. Very important for the Pango to also hit that level 6 Orb of Corrosion, almost ready. If he decides to opt for the Diffusal Blade this game or not. Are they happy and sufficient with all the damage under control? One thing I did really like with the Diffusal Blade was going for the Aghanims as well to get that extra swashbuckle while rolling Thunder Shield Crash.
Yep, and Nico here, oof. He's certainly going to be running for the Diffu this game. Up versus the Medusa, you really have no other choice. I mean, I already think it should not be skipped ever. Annihilate just getting spammed out.
I love how he's just kind of holding a stance there. He's just staring Puck straight into the eyes, holding on the spot and allowing Puck to throw in those right clicks, and then he just throws a swashbuckle right into his face. No fear in the eyes of this man. Able to also get the illusion rune as the Weaver was taking a quick detour towards the mid lane for the first action rune.
Still intensive ball of Nico though. Yeah, Bane top again, and DNM by the way has been out leveling this Night Stalker because his Bane has been gone so often. So even though his CS looks pretty terrible right now, at least he's got the levels necessary.
Yeah. The levels required at least. Warden is going to be taking some heavy damage, at least from these illusions and the slows from the reflection. Night Stalker and Rubik both are being forced away, but by the time this one runs out, you have a most likely a TB to run away from. Realm playing an aggressive mood here, and the Rolling Thunder will come out with the initial Dragon Tail stun onto the Medusa. He's trying to juke Nico. Not going to be successful in doing so. He's trying to snipe the Courier as well at the same time. And that's going to be a first blood 7 minutes into this game for Nico. And of course, the juicy one at the Medusa. Meanwhile, in top lane, very low. It's going to be Sunlight. But the Nightmare is taken away by the Warden. And now he's walking back in. Sunlight wants some damage in. And here comes the Weaver with a Shikuchi at the end. It gets the Sunder up just in time. But he's still going to fall in the end. There's nothing that's going to be saving him here. They take down the Warden, DNM falling, and Albino Zebra looks to be another casualty unless he can get a last-second brain sap off just in time under the tower. There's still going to be a Void coming off cooldown, so Sunlight's going to be taking that, making that one a 2-for-1 trade in the top lane. Both carries have been killed, and Medusa just TP'd back in to take even more punching from Lil Nick.
Denied.
Right, well, first 8 minutes kicked in. Tango leading in net worth with 3,600. A very good start, and also had the capability of staying in the lane alone for quite some time as Nico was able to force Annihilate back into base. Now they're going to smoke up with Giant, heading over to the bot lane. There's the Dragon Tail stun onto the Medusa. Nightmare taken away off of Annihilate as Albino Zebra shows himself, and Nico's coming in with an Invis rune. feel like they might know, but do they know enough? Because he's right on top of Realm. He gets a combo 1 to 2. The leash just comes out. The coil's going to be interrupting the Rolling Thunder. They're going to be losing Giant. Maybe even Nico silenced up, but he should be able to get his ulti off just in the nick of time, and he's able to, but he needs to walk out. The bug's going to be chewing him down, and he's about to die to that, and he will attempt to deny, but it's not going to work for him. It's not going to work for him, and KBU are taking everything away from 5RATFORCESTAFF. Lil makes the fall, and that is 4 heroes dead. KBU are celebrating with this victory. Ips will also return shortly, as that is just a oh, she's already back. Great, awesome. Did you get to see that fight? That was just massive.
I did not see how that started. Just the sad end for 5RATFORCESTAFF. Once again, KBU counting on 5RATFORCESTAFF to come at them, and 5RATFORCESTAFF maybe feeling the pressure a bit more this time around. This is not relaxed farming for sure. Big overextension there.
Wanted to make a big move towards bottom with the help of the Invis Rune. Pango not having to use his Rolling Thunder earlier on, so he could get that to good use in the bot lane, and now he is building into the Diffu. But the thing is, if they did win that fight for themselves, that would have left them with the tower taken and this whole bottom jungle basically in peril because of the DK form. They could just easily push it down, but because KBU won the fight and is able to hold it up a little bit longer, that enables them to still have mobility around the map and still keep everything open. They could defend this tower again, maybe.
Yeah, Reaver certainly trying his best to do that as the DK is chipping away at it. This is really important to take this tower for an offline DK, not just because you want the space on the bot line, but also because you want to have Blink Dagger money in order to actually run around in that space and be a threat. His game does not start until this building is gone.
Corrosive Breath on this DK is just about 100 damage per right click, or at least one right click with the debuff. That form is about to run out too. The catapult is not getting there because there's a bloody siege creep in between, so this thing is preventing the catapult from actually hitting the more important target, which is the tower. So as long as this is up, DPS are coming in mid. KBU, are they smoking up? Can they get there in time? This is going to be a big play if they can actually make this to work out towards the bottom lane. Because this is kind of the time where now I should commit to the tower. Play it safe, suspecting something to happen, and here comes the Dark Ascension. They're going to be jumping straight on top, finding the Bane, and it does work out for KBU. They've got the kill on the Bane, they've got the coil to throw down onto the DK, and Lil Nick is going to be losing his life too, making it 2, and 5RATFORCESTAFF. No tower for you, just dead heroes.
At the very least, you get some damage from Nico onto that mid tower again, but these are not really the map trades that you want to be taking right now. This bot tower really just getting used as bait by KBU. They know as well, like, this DK's game does not start until he has the tower. He will be sitting there until Kingdom Come if he can't take that tower.
They defended it twice. Still going back to that first fight, if they took that tower, this would have never happened. Now they've lost 2 more here. They've lost 6 heroes to this tower now, basically.
Yep. And
Awesome.
DK is right back at it. You go, Lil Nick. I mean, he has to, right?
He has to, yeah. It's his job. What else is he gonna do? It's like, he will at least either draw the attention again, but KBU, well, they've already done their job. They can give this tower away now. I mean, you've got 6 kills for a tower, so that's way more than profit already. Talk about the equity on that one. Manta build for the Medusa. There's the blink on the DK and a smoke coming up from 5RATFORCESTAFF into the triangle. Salacious Sea Lion 62. Seal Anime 52 is going to be walking up. Inscript very optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like, well, there was a split second of a good idea, but then they all kind of showed up and Pango decides to call it off. But yeah, there's nothing you can do with the Bane at that point.
No. If it's really a solo Weaver, yeah, you can take him, but as soon as anybody else shows up, you're like, oh, so you didn't Fiend's Grip the Puck or the Night Stalker? Yeah, this fight's over.
Yeah, I thought you don't have friends. Suddenly there's a whole posse just showing up from the bushes. Surprise! And this is history. Nico's DD rune has popped automatically, so let's see if he gets to use it. While there is a some kind of Navy SEALs coming in from the other side. KBU smoking towards mid. Giant is protecting behind the tower. I love the Illuminate towards the side, suspecting that something might be up in this direction. Everybody's missing on the map. Dark Ascension used. The lift onto the Pango. Silence is there. No Rolling Thunder for you today, sir. And he's trying to silence two heroes as the DK was also in between. And Pango is going to be falling. Coil is also running its course. This Giant is being driving him under tier 2 towers because they have zero respect. And that will be a double kill for Sunlight. Building still under the tower. They've lost to Rubik. They're losing more heroes on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. Triple kill for Night Stalker. Now Lilnik is back to safety measures. He's already behind the tier 2 tower. 3 for 1 for KBU US.
Yeah, but why would you need to respect a guy who can't even punch you back? This is why Night Stalker is the absolute nightmare pick for this game. You don't get to roll on your Pango, you don't get to do anything on your Coddle, your Bane's range is so short as well. Well, maybe they get to bring down the Nightmare here.
Revenge is sweet for sure. They will get the streak off of Sunlight. It goes for Nico. He wanted to have that one. That's a lot of gold for Pango. He goes straight to second place in net worth with that.
Precious bounty.
Basically straight to Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah,
that is very important news for him because then next time he won't actually have to position himself in a place where the Night Stalker can silence him before the roll. So huge news for Nico here.
Yeah. And comparing the carry matchup, there's a 700 gold difference between the Medusa and the TB. Both are still in full farming mode, very close to each other in terms of item progress. The Coil's going to be a miss here in mid, so I know he's not going to be catching anyone with that one. DK, blink ready in 4 seconds. No Rolling Thunder.
But they do have a grip this time.
And DNM wants to join in. We're going to maybe see a full-on team fight here with 5 versus 5 if things go correct. But as I say that, the players have been warned and they move away.
That was, I mean, Lil Nick baiting out in essentially like the Dream Coil there. It could have made for a very good opportunity, but he'd still have to make another jump like that in order to actually get a good team fight for his team, and I don't think he was quite feeling it right there. And I think that once again 5RATFORCESTAFF are making the correct call. They're saying, alright, we can just back off because we farm faster than them if we just get left alone. DK is going to get his shard. We all know about the extraordinary wave clearing and camp clearing ability of the Pangolier, and of course TB with his illusions. Really the only one who can match that pace on the other side is the Dusa, so calls to just back off and farm are way easier to make for 5RATFORCESTAFF in this game.
Yeah, they are pulling off a lead at least with the TB having the most farm in the game currently. Even the Pango actually has more last hits than the Medusa or the Puck, which is a bit surprising. Pace by Nico has definitely been playing a good game of the Pangolier so far. A couple mistakes here and there, and some awkward timings here, but nothing out of like a big error or anything so far. But those are going to be costly and big if they show up in the later parts of the game. So if you're making mistakes, you better make them now, so to speak.
Exactly. He's his team's only team fight. Now, of course, a Pango is basically a team fight in a can. There's not a lot of heroes who can match the sheer power of a Pango, especially in a tight area, but well, he might want to show up for this.
On the hunt, but what do you hunt? Gonna have to reassess the plan. There's a Pango, there's a Coddle, they're pretty deep in. Dark Ascension's already spent halfway, that's 15 seconds gone, and this is gonna backfire. Patience pays off. 5RATFORCESTAFF. They could smoke. I think that's what they're going to do. They're just going to stack off onto the high ground, still suspecting that they're going to be moving in with this Dark Ascension, which is running out right now.
Coddle's still not swapping the smoke into his inventory, though.
Yeah, so they're not actually... Oh, they are maybe making that counter move. a little bit. Now
There
they
we are.
are looking the other side of the map. Let's see if the Radiant pastures are going to be tasting better.
No. Drawing is straight into their own jungle. No attempts at that mid tower coming from this, unless they find Sunlight. He bleeds in.
Oh, hello. Well, we were hunting for a kill, but you just walked into us, and we'll take this meatball.
Certainly a beefy boy, but yeah, only a snack if you just run into 4 heroes solo. That should be the mid tower going down.
It is what it is. That was a bit of a surprise as well. Lil Nick in stun range for the Medusa, but not throwing in the Dragon Tail. Instead, they're more interested in taking down this objective. Rubik able to still fireball, so they could be able to clear out the... That's a lot of fire placed down, and Lil Nick also realizes that this fire is not mine. I know I'm lit, but not cringe, fam. Ain trying to move away out of this one. Realm's taking damage, and it's going to be enough for a kill, and here we go. Night Stalker has returned back in action. It's got the silence onto the DK. No stun until now. However, it's used to him to save him. Nice Rolling Thunder. Pango, he is stone gazed while in the Rolling Thunder. And Lil Nick dead. And maybe kill this Weaver. No, he can't. He's Shakuchiing himself away. And here's the coil onto the Pango. He's using his own roll up to actually break the coil stun and moving straight onto the Medusa. Completely unfazed by the stun. He's not going to get stunned at all. Medusa being in big trouble. There's the silence still onto the Pango. And finally, the swashbuckle misses, hits the shield crash, 130 HP. Nico so close to getting this one as Giant is falling to the puck. And can he dodge another swashbuckle realm? He's trying to throw in some nifty moves, but he's not Michael Jordan enough on this one. He's going to get dunked by the Pango, and Albino Zebra is going to be keeping the Night Stalker away. Puck's still going over to chase the silence. It's going to be there. DNM with a Terrorblade form. He's throwing in some mean hits, and Iron Highlight's going to be taken down. He's also going in for kills, but he's ending up dead instead. Losing the puck and the Medusa. 5RATFORCESTAFF, they take success in this one, despite this one being a 3-for-2 in favor for KBU. The bigger kills go for 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Yep, absolutely. That Rolling Thunder from Nico there, even though he gets turned to stone in the middle of that, he had already successfully disabled 4 heroes during that, allowing his team to reposition for the scrap that comes after. And I also think that maybe I annihilate there a little bit, underestimating the damage output of the TB, because the TB didn't actually get to hit much during that fight at all. Most of the damage was dealt by Nico. So he goes back in after thinking, right, fine, I've spent everything, right? Nico's mana pool is mostly empty by now, the DK form is out. Maybe I can hunt for some more kills in here. And DNM is like, oh, I get to hit somebody, finally! Thank you.
My time has come, and he's gladly accepting it with open arms. That is his first kill as well into this game, and it happens to be a puck, so a lot of money going into his pocket. He's now 12,000 net worth. So the difference we had before was 700 gold. Now it is 1,500. It has doubled. That's the differential between the Medusa and the TB. Realm's got some catching up to do. Scan used. There's a TP back home, though, by the Night Stalker, so nobody found. Quick a glimpse onto the all the neutral items we see on the both sides. Do love to see the Fey Grenade. It's pretty handy in this game, especially when you want to track the Night Stalker.
Dire's top tower is under
That man wants to dip in and out from over the tree lines.
You're always like, where is he? Like, he quickly glimpses, you get hit by Void, he walks in for the silence, and then he disappears. So, Fey Grenade is actually really good for 5RAT. We're down. And they're gonna smoke up. What kind of damage they can do with this one? Sunlight used Void in bottom, so if they got info on that, there's no Night Stalker. This could be perfect for 5RATFORCESTAFF. It's gonna be a 5v4 for them.
They're going all the way from the back as well.
And he's gonna get blink stunned by Lil Nick. Here comes the Rolling Thunder connection coming out as well, but do they get the phase shift? No, he can't. The Fiend Script's gonna be connecting first. No way to run, and Salacious Sea Lion. He's able to juke around a little bit. Maybe even Sniper Courier as Captain Cuddles is making his way up. He's just going to TP all the way home, so no couriers for him. Head in instant Roach with this Metamorph. And KBU's not going in. They're sacking this.
TB, the Eye of Scotty. This is going to pose a significant problem to, at the very least, the Night Stalker in the coming couple of fights. We're gonna have to work around this Terrorblade.
The Bug and Roach, and here comes Sunlight, but it's not for the rescue. An attempt, but this one backfires. That's him dead. Dark Ascension used. The Warden dead. Oh boy. But from bad to worse, and now it feels like game one again.
Radiant's courier has been
Don't want to get back into that.
No, you don't, but there's a couple critical differences, right? KBU can split push side lanes with Annihilate. He has the boost to travel as well, so very much geared up for that. And you, of course, have a proper hard carry at the end there to actually lengthen that game for as well. So, yeah, 5RATFORCESTAFF once again looking very dominant, but at least KBU have set themselves up for a different game.
This is where, for KBU, this is where the puck starts to fall off. Like, his best scaling is basically already at its peak. So he's obviously going to continue scaling a little bit, but the effectiveness and the efficiency of this hero is now not going to be as good as it was, and they will get the defusal slow on the Weaver, but the Jacuzzi stage, he's still got time lapse. There's the Fey Grenade. Seeing exactly where he is and trying to draw them apart. Still chasing him is Nico the Pango.
Too fast for you.
He's just got a TP home. No need for the time lapse, and 5RATFORCESTAFF is looking all over the place for the guy.
And I need to sweep up this wave that the puck pushed in as well. And yeah, I completely agree with what you said about Annihilate. His damage is certainly peaking right now, unless he wants to go into something like an E-Blade. He is going to be looking most likely to split push as much as possible so he can get to the level 25 and his Dream Coil can pierce magic immunity once again. That is... And it feels rough to say, right, that is his next power spike, but it kind of is. Like, we're going to be looking at the talents. The Waning Rift cooldown, and the magic immunity piercing.
Thing is, I'm not a huge fan of the new Ags on Puck with the Waning Rift range and revealing invisible units, because I really like the Coil Ags.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And unfortunately, he'll have to wait for his talent to get that one now.
Yep.
No longer purchase it.
Gonna be quite some time until we get there, but 8 levels is not an impossibility. Rapid Fire Dream Coil seems like a piece of the past. Not that many people have actually been building their way towards that 25 talent. It's just too far to get.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
By the time you get to it, like you've been building Desolators and what have you in order to get to it, that's not a build-up for a... That suits a puck very well no matter what you do.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, a glyph has been used at least, so some damage can still be dealt by KBU onto this top tower, but they're backing themselves away, suspecting a defense is about to happen. Meanwhile, 5RATFORCESTAFF cutting 2 waves, and they're going to be jumping on the Pango. They're going to be surprising Nico completely off guard. Nice jump there, Gate taking him down, and maybe opening up a team fight for themselves too. Because this is going to be 5 versus 4. Annihilate is going to get stunned up. Fiend's going to be out there. Oh, no. Can't save the puck. Oh boy. Oh no. Not like this. Lilith's going to be stunning up the Rubik as well. The Warden stuck inside the trees. And just goes down completely during that stun duration. And Sunlight, he's going back in. He felt like making a move to the back lines, but he's just going to get slowed. The Scotty hits from DNS too much, and KBU have given up way too much. 5RATFORCESTAFF 3-1 in this one, and that's a tower down. And maybe even a push towards high ground. They still got the DK form and the Metamorph for a couple more seconds.
That's gonna hurt. And Annihilate, man. Yes, being a puck in this game is very nice if you're the second one in, but he's been the first one in very often. That just means you get greeted with a Fiend's Grip. And the Night Stalker just cannot cross the distance to save you.
So many attempts to go back in there and kind of help him out, but they just don't have the ways and the tools to get in that deep. Like, you can definitely see the Puck's idea, the way that he's thinking. It's the right course of action, but when you look at it from this perspective, in hindsight, there's no one nearby. And Bane, even in the front line of a battle, is completely fine. Like, he's not even gonna get interrupted by anything. He doesn't even worry about being hit by spells. He takes one Fate Bolt to the face, but he's relying on his team to basically just secure for him around him. Great turnaround from 5RATFORCESTAFF because they already lost to Pango. That was a power play for KBU.
Yep. 5RATFORCESTAFF loses the Aegis right now, by the way, which is what KBU has smoked up for here.
Go also now has the Aghanims alongside the Diffusal Blade, so more mana burning action to go. Weakening and softening off this Medusa just a tiny bit more, and here we go again. We've seen this story before at Pango, but how does it end? Next chapter is a feed script onto the Night Stalker, and he's dead already. They pop the gaze to disengage, but the little Nick says, no, you're not going anywhere. This Medusa in trouble realm, trying to TP away, and is able to. Very soft Medusa in the end as that mana pool runs out, but Nico bought back to this one, so Pango buying back somewhat slides it a bit into the favor of KBU. But this is still a tower looking to be taken down.
Radiant's middle tower
Daedalus
is under
finished
attack.
up for DNM. He is huge.
He is big. So much damage on this guy.
Now
There's
they're
another
jumping.
attempt on the illusion of the Medusa. Thinking about using Rolling Thunder. They're very trigger-happy fingers there, but you gotta react to those quickly, realizing that, oh, that's just an illusion, let's not go for it. Realm's gonna be walking towards the tower, and they're gonna be keeping it up, so they don't even lose the tier 2 tower in the Dark Ascension. They're gonna be on the chase. There's the blink, BKB up in 6 seconds for the Night Stalker, and the Bane in the front. Albino Zebra, he's gonna have to pull off some miracles here to get himself out of here, but Nico's gonna be doing a better move instead. Now GNM moving into the fight with the BKB still running. Albino Zebra's gonna be taking down Nico, holding the back line in place, keeping the Medusa away from the fight, and now with this BKB about to run out, they still turn around. DNM's got nothing to fight with. They can't find the Coddle. They finally do take the kill onto him, and Lil Nick trying to go for the TP out with the BKB running, and he's able to get back to safety. So this DK gets to hold on to the gem for a little bit longer. Great initiation there from KBU. Instant reaction from the TP into the Dark Ascension and onto the chase. They went for some kills.
The Warden, dude, finally gets the steal on that, well, I called it a team fight in your pocket, and that Rolling Thunder from the Rubik made everything possible for the Night Stalker right there.
Nice feeling
Look
when
at it,
you
there's
get
the
it.
steal, and there he goes.
Yep, rolling in the front. You've got one Pango in the other end, you've got another Pango in the other end.
Radiant are scanning.
Warden making some good work happen. They're just fully controlling 5RATFORCESTAFF. So even without the Medusa in that fight, who was being hit by the other Rolling Thunder, KBU still got plenty of firepower in the terms of the Night Stalker and the Puck when you have a guy stunning them the whole time. Just free hits.
DNM got to do absolutely nothing there.
Ferment Smoke. Beaver's going to be popping them. Perfect place to be in. He can give his life away for this one. He's happy with that.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Not the kill that 5RATFORCESTAFF was looking for.
Dire's bottom tower
But
has
perhaps the
fallen.
terrain that they were looking for.
Yep. Wards down into the triangle. They do lose a tower. So Annihilate's going to get some extra gold for the team.
Radiant's top
Roche
tower
is still
under
not up
attack.
for another 45 seconds. So with these wards placed down... Oh, Realm's low on mana, by the way. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for a quick attempt onto the Medusa. Might work out for them. Yes, they will. Realm is dead. Get 400 mana. 400
Yikes.
mana.
Oh, TV's happy as a clam with this.
Radiant's top tower has
He
fallen.
didn't even have to use his meta yet, so he can just pop it on the high ground right now. And
Yeah, exactly, like-
they got a creep with them.
Radiant's top
The
tower
only
is
thing
under
One
that's
is
coming to
enough.
my mind is that 5RATFORCESTAFF was in Roche because Roche had already spawned, so they're fully there. That's why Realm is moving into the creep wave. But one thing, there are wards in the triangle. Two, that were just there. Three, Roche is not up. Equals disaster for him.
We cannot know the last one.
Rack's falling.
Just like that. 5RATFORCESTAFF are so happy here.
I think that's a huge sigh of relief, too, because they don't want to give anything for 5RATFORCESTAFF in a game with TV versus Medusa.
Radiant's middle
she is
tower
completely
under
geared up
attack.
here, right? She's got the Scotty, Daedalus, Manta style. Fighting high
Radiant's
ground into
middle
her would be an
tower has
absolute
fallen.
nightmare. But sometimes you just get a do so for free, and then it doesn't matter how many items she has anymore. And her team was aiming to split push anyway, so Puck was nowhere near either. Good times. TV's bringing in the BKB.
Oh, they just smoked under vision. They saw this one. But they're still going in. BKB popped instantly, trying to hunt the pain, but the Phoenix Script's going to be popped in, and he's way too deep, and the Puck's being controlled by the Pango. That's going to be a nice stalker held in place, but they didn't even want to focus him. They're going to take down the Medusa. Realm is dead. Realm being hunted down first. The Night Stalker trapped on the high ground. Nowhere to go. Puck's going to be mute now by Lil Nick and Giant together. Cares about the Night Stalker being controlled like that and not being killed when they have a Medusa on their side. Now there's a Basher up on the Pango, it's going to make things even worse, but holy damn. Perfect click on the team fight, like Nico keeping the Puck busy, you got the Night Stalker out of play, free Medusa. The freest Medusa you've ever seen.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Yep.
under
I mean, the only way that the Puck has
Dire's
to
bottom
get
tower
out is to
under
jump
attack.
through, so he ends up trying to save his Night Stalker in space of the supports, and instead the supports are like, fine, now we keeping two cores busy and your Medusa is dying.
Radiant's bottom barracks has
The
fallen.
Puck just had no good place to be.
Radiant's
And this
bottom
TB is
barracks
still unthreatened this game.
with Dire now have
Might have died
victory.
once earlier on, but part of 17 out of the 19 kills. Let's take a look at that replay again. You see the Fiend Script landing onto the Night Stalker. And look at the Pango on the right. Where's this Puck gonna go? He's not even gonna do anything to control this Bane, and everybody just clusters on top of Realm.
Yeah. Just gets, like, an Islet just gets slept for his trouble in the back and then gets blown to shreds. Oh,
Radiant are scanning.
the game you wanted.
Talk about perfect execution. 5RATFORCESTAFF had everything in their in their arms in that fight. You could definitely see like Night Stalker linking onto the high ground. Basically, you could say enemy high ground in this case because they have the vision control on the triangle. They were waiting for them to walk in. Again, distancing. Nobody to protect the Medusa if everybody else is elsewhere.
All about just Pangolier really proving why he's such a high tier pick in basically every single region right now, but China already knew, man. Oh no, wait, sorry, excuse me. The other pink and blue one.
The other one.
I was like, oh no, that's the Puck here toast, but
Yeah,
it's only the Weaver.
But a Fiend Script for a kill, opening up Roshan. That's going to be a shard available too. Most likely for the TV. He's already got the Daedalus, so he could just go melee for him and hack people down.
Plus, basically everybody else already has a shard. Give it to the Bane, I suppose.
Could be.
AoE Brain Sap?
Does DNM take
I
both?
don't think so. Yes.
Oh, yes, he eats it. There we go. Demon Zeal.
About 50% uptime on that, so it is still, even if it feels a little bit risky, when you're this farmed, you've got this much HP, like 50% uptime on a massive DPS increase for your melee form, you'll take it.
Yep.
Puck level 22, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Still need a little bit more to get to that 25. So yeah, talked about 8 levels. Now the last 3, they're going to be taking even longer. There's only
That's so hard.
one. There's only basically 3 buildings left, technically inside the base of KBU. It's the tier 4s and the ancients, and then it's all over for them. At least you're playing with a Medusa against Megas.
It's something, but like, that is the other hero that you want to hit 25 on with, and the fact that these creep waves are always coming into your base, you're going to just naturally be holding hands a lot more, is not good for that experience gain.
Yeah, yeah.
And now why not? Casual leveler for 5RATFORCESTAFF. I think the TB should probably keep that in his backpack somewhere.
Yeah, or, I mean, it's nice on the
Or the
DK too.
TK, yeah.
Good pummeling damage. He's also building into some nice right click, especially with that assault cuirass. And that's a 0% I spy. That's a 100% win probability for 5RATFORCESTAFF, which is it's a bit, you know, it's a bit disappointing to see, because for KBU, they gave such a good game too, and now it's all in vain, because in the end it's still going to be 5RATFORCESTAFF
We still have it?
pulling off into such a good
Yes,
game
they
for
do.
themselves. And there we go, the cancel is there. Right through the Lincolns, and still got the TP cancel for the kill.
Only need one bash. Yeah, disarm for the pop. Well, well, well. They don't know if this puck has buyback or not, but we know.
I think they should know that that's a dieback on the puck. That death penalty is pretty big too, so let's see if
It's a while ago.
5RATFORCESTAFF is going to be moving in. 70 seconds, it's perfect time to use at least a metamorphosis. And one thing that I actually didn't talk about at all, which I really love about playing a coddled BB lineup, is spamming Chakra Magic to reduce the cooldown on the Metamorph, which is technically, you could say, the ult of this hero.
Very balanced interaction.
Spamming it, just spamming it. It's down to 114 seconds, and that's going to slow down. There's a lot of fire down to the ground again with a blink stun onto the Medusa. Lil Nick making the first move. Thunders, toss down, Demon's Eels be used. They will take down Salacious Sea Lion, and he will buy back, and still 4 versus 5. Fiend's Grip onto the Medusa. Realm has no mana. Realm has no mana. This Medusa is just a wet piece of paper and will be ripped apart. And that's going to be in the end for KBU. They've lost everything inside their base. Their hopes, their dreams, their chances of taking a victory in this series. 5RATFORCESTAFF, they clear it up. Get the series back into their control, even after losing game 2. They take the decisive victory and continue to go 4-0
Radiant's
in the
middle
groups.
tower has fallen.
Yeah. Sometimes you see that with a team that has been winning everything, right? They lose one map and everything immediately falls apart. 5RATFORCESTAFF gave absolutely no impression whatsoever that they just got upset.